Westside Walmart. How may I help you?
Yes, who am I speaking with?
Walmart.
Yes, what's your name, ma'am?
Why?
This is Jay Allen, Senior VP of Walmart. I need to know what your name is, ma'am. This is not a test.
My name is Kathy Norris.
Okay, thank you, Kathy Norris. May I speak to the manager on the floor that is in charge, please?
Okay. Thank you.
Dude, they're shitting a brick right now. It's on me. Who cares?
It's recording right now.
I know it is. Who cares? Is that bad?
Give them an outline of what we're doing.
So, okay, guys, this is on mute. I'm saying that I'm Jay Allen. Jay Allen, obviously, is the Senior Vice President Corporate Affairs for Walmart.
Thanks for holding this, Andrew. How may I help you?
Yes, Andrew, how's it going this evening?
Good.
Fantastic. Say, this is Jay Allen. You heard of me?
Name sounds familiar. Who are
Okay.
you with?
I'm with Walmart, obviously. I'm Senior VP of Corporate Affairs since '95.
Okay.
Okay. Now, you are the, obviously, the head manager on the floor this evening, friend?
Correct. I'm the overnight shift manager.
What did you say?
I'm the overnight shift manager,
Okay,
correct?
thank you. You kind of cut up there. Say, when I call a Walmart, traditionally, I'm not greeted with such deception. You're supposed to say your full name if you're asked it. So I don't know what's her name's problem was there, but it should be addressed. Second of all, I had a phone call from a friend who's a big-time Republican like myself, because I have been on the Bush and Cheney and the John McCain rallies and things like that. I spoke on both behalves. Reason why I'm calling your store this evening is because I received a phone call from a manager of a Republican Party. I guess their son was in your store this evening, and I guess he addressed you about it. A couple gentlemen, one was a police officer, and the other one was the one I was most concerned about was a friend of a friend, and he was an insurance consultant for a big firm that we're with, and some employee of yours threatened them with violence.
Okay.
Do you understand the situation I'm speaking to you about?
Yeah.
Okay, now, Andrew, I didn't catch your last name. What was the last name for my records?
My last name is Coxman.
Kotzman, okay. Now,
Coxman.
okay, now, who is the head manager of that Walmart branch?
Ted Waldenhofer.
Ted Walnut, okay. Okay. How's business as far as things go?
How's business?
Yes.
Sales have been a little light lately, but all in all, not too terrible. We're a little bit light on sales this week. Last week we were up against some weather, so we were able to make some hay last week. This week there's going to be more weather coming in. Later in the week, we're looking at an inch and a half of ice, a good ice storm starting supposedly early in the morning. And then we're going to be, I've heard reports of up to 8 to 10 inches of snow, so we've got some weather coming up, but this week we've been a little light on sales.
I will. Well, thanks for all that information. I just wanted to say that I'm proud of you. You know, Walmart, we all got to stick together in this big ball of wax that we call a corporation. And, you know, the thing I love about Walmart the most is just when a big guy like me reaches down and talks to you. Now, this employee, I don't know. They told me that he might have been gang-related, and I don't know what the situation is. How is this pronounced? Sioux Falls? Where are you located?
Sioux Falls?
Oh, Sioux Falls, my bad. Is that
No,
Native
that's fine.
American?
Is that what?
Native American, Sioux Falls?
Yeah, it originated from Native American. What it is it's we have waterfalls in town, and one of the main tribes in the area is the Sioux Indians, so Sioux Falls is where it originated.
Okay. Say, the reason why I'm up this early is because I usually don't sleep that well. But the thing is it's important that this get addressed. When I have a friend of a friend that I know very well, and we've been really big Republicans together, when they're threatened like that, you know, I mean.
Well, and let me tell you what footwork I've done on it. When I received the complaint from the folks that were in here, I did smell alcohol from the customers. Now, obviously, that's not enough to disregard their with what they said happened. So what I did is I followed up with the associate and also checked tape on the situation that happened. The individuals that were in the store also got on our intercom and started saying some things on the intercom that weren't obviously sanctioned or anything like that, but they got on the intercom, made some comments, and I had some reports of them being a little disruptive earlier on in the evening. So not earlier on in the evening, but right about the same time that this all happened. So what I did is I took a look at tape. What the associate had done is he had picked up a pallet and stacked it on his pallet, and then went over because they made a comment to him. He went over to page us to a phone, and from what I can see on the tape, they followed him. He paged for us to come over and take a look at it. One of my assistants went over and took a look at the situation. By that time, the gentleman had moved on in the store. The same assistant followed up with the gentleman over by the bike rack, and then we looked into the situation with our associate and taking all the things into account with them being disrupted on the intercom, and then also with the smell of alcohol on them. It's word against word as far as I can see at this point. And that's the decision I made based on where it's at. Now, if I need to go further on with it, do some more investigation, I certainly can do that. But in talking with the associate, he said, hey, I put the pallet on that pallet, or my pallet on the pile, and walked to the intercom to page you guys over to diffuse the situation. By that time, they were moving on, and he claims he did not make any statements. I don't have any other witnesses around that would have heard.
Well, see, this is what I'm up against here. Now, I don't like having to do things like this. I don't like stirring the coffee beans, whatever you want to say it up there. But down south, we got a saying. And the thing is this. I am going to believe my friend's word over yours any day of the week. Now, I understand these guys are younger. However, the situation is, I feel this individual should be fired, because if he's not fired within the week, because I'm going to be doing callbacks in about 5 days when I get back from Honolulu with my family, and I'm actually meeting John McCain out there and Cindy, and we're going to go down to Honolulu together. But if it's not taken care of, then it's going to be your butt.
Okay.
You want to stand
I'll
up?
have to follow up with my market manager, Steve, and talk to him about it. What is there a contact that we can reach you back at, or anything like that I can get a contact number?
I'm calling you from my home, and it better be blocked. I'm calling you from my home because it was a personal dealing. It wasn't a business dealing. So we want to keep this kind of hush-hush. So the gig is this. I contacted you personally for a personal favor, even though it is hindered with business, but you can't have one without the other.